Hi everyone, Dmitry here, and today we're going to master the power of symbols in Mokup. Now, for those of you who accidentally skipped the previous tutorial videos, symbols are one of the main pillars that make Mokup the best prototyping tool. You can nest a ridiculous amount of artboards inside a symbol and manipulate them with an internal or external trigger. For example, I can switch a symbol's inner artboard with an action from the same artboard where this symbol is located, or send actions from inside of a symbol to any other symbol in my project. This time we'll make a shop prototype that lets you choose the color of the product, imitate the buying process, and a checkout section with some dynamic interactions in it. Let's jump into Mokup and I'll show you how to do that. Create a new project, resize the artboard to 450 by 780 pixels. Create the cell info block at the top. I've did mine in black color with 30 pixels height and full project's width. Import and place the indicator icons. Link to all the assets with the project itself is in the description. Next, I'll insert two more icons, the hamburger menu and the shopping cart icon. Place them here. Import the shirts.psd file and create a symbol from them right after. Go inside that symbol and create 3 more artboards for all available colors of the shirt and rename them correspondingly. Create a circle background for the shirts and convert them to a symbol as well. Do the same routine, make some artboards, change some colors, rename for convenience, and one more thing. Copy the colors hex codes somewhere cause we'll need it later. Next, let's give the product a title, a price tag and a description. In our case, those are training shirt, $20 is the price, and paste the description text from the asset folder. Make a call to action button, put a label on it and type buy now. Convert it to a symbol and jump in it. Enable the interactivity of the artboard, duplicate the artboard, change the background to something prominent. I've choose orange. Next, create a click action. Hit the plus icon, select the click and drag it to the other artboard. As you can see here, there's been an update in the way Mokup deals with handling actions. Click on this container here. This little guy holds all the action that leads to this transition. So now you won't get lost among all those arrows that were on the top of the artboard and confused a lot of people. This also means that now instead of having to create a custom transition for every element, you just need to create one and then control which element and action will trigger this transition. And you can delete and reassign the action at any time. This really saves a ton of time when it comes to handling a lot of interactions. Okay, select the second artboard. Hit the plus icon, select auto, drag to the first artboard. Now the button reacts to the click action, turns orange and gets back to its idle state. Rename the artboards to buy now and buy now clicked. Great. Now let's punch in some more interactivity by adding a shirt color selector. Make a rectangle. Mine is 215 by 55 pixels. Radius 47, some gray color, and drop the opacity to 85. Now create a 40 by 40 rectangle, increase the radius and duplicate it 3 times. Now change the colors to the ones in our circle background symbol. We had them copied earlier. Good. Convert our color selector to a symbol as well. Go in that symbol and let's create an external click action for every color. Hit the plus icon on the circle, select click and drag it onto the top right on the create external action pop-up. Now there's a waypoint that goes to the top indicating that there's an external action from this object. Click on this container and give your action a name. This will help identify the action. Repeat this with every circle. Drag them to the external action pop-up, give them a proper name and return to the main view. Now hit the plus icon on the selector symbol as you can see now on top, we have our external actions. Now select the gray action and drag it onto the shirt symbol, and wait a second. And the artboard selection pops up, showing all available artboards in the symbol. So I'll select the gray shirt. As you can see, the corresponding waypoint has been created, indicating that there is an action from this symbol that goes inside that one. Clicking on it will reveal more info. You can delete any of them by hitting this little cross right here, but leave it as it is. Let's add more actions instead. Hit the plus icon on the selector again, select the same gray action and drag it to the background circle, and select the gray artboard as well. Now repeat the same routine for each color. Let's also select this stuff and convert it to a symbol. Done. Change the symbol's artboard from don't change to artboard. Let's see what we got so far. Click on any color and the shirt symbol changes its artboard, along with the artboard change in the background symbol. And all this happening inside of a symbol that is located on my main prototype artboard. Okay, moving on. Select the shopping cart and convert it to a symbol. Go inside, resize the artboard a bit, duplicate it, add a circle to the second artboard, pick the same color as the clicked button state. This circle will indicate that we've added an item to our shopping cart. But let's add another animation to guide the users. Here's a nice little way to do it. Create a circle under our background with the same size. Make a copy and resize the circle to approximately the size of our shopping cart and put it on top of its location. Select both circles and convert them to a symbol. Give it a name, hit create and enter that symbol. Rename the second circle to dummy. Duplicate the artboard and resize the big circle on the second artboard to the size of our dummy. Put it on the same position, change its opacity to 0, select the dummies from both of the artboards and delete them. We don't need them anymore. Click on the second artboard and create an auto action that will go back to the first artboard. Click on the transition and crank down all the keyframes like I did. This way we are instantly jumping to the first artboard without any animation. Okay, return to the main view. Let's trigger this animation when the user will click on the Buy Now button. Enter our button, select the state where the buttons get clicked, hit the plus icon, select Auto and create an external action. Give our action a name, I called it Clicked. Return to the main view, hide the symbol with R short for a second and select the Buy Now button. Hit the plus icon and select the Clicked from the list and drag it onto the circle here. And select the second artboard. Add another action to the button, select Clicked, drag it to the shopping cart and select the second artboard. Unhide the symbol with the rest of our content and let's see what we got now. Once again, I'm changing artboards in two different symbols with an action from inside a third symbol. This is awesome. Now, for your information, the default transition can be applied only to symbols when they change their artboards. So when you trigger an action that changes the artboard, Mokup will use the default transition, which by the way, doesn't even show up when you look inside. But there's a way you can customize this transition, and I'm going to show you how. Example, I don't really like how my circle here animates. I wanted to have a more ease in the beginning and fade out before it reaches the shopping cart. So to do that, I jump in my symbol here, select the first artboard, click the plus icon and select the default transition from the list and drag it to the second artboard. Now click on the container and edit the properties the way you need. Make this longer, change the ease type to ease in out. Select the opacity, stretch it like that, and change the easing to linear. Exit the symbol editing and let's see what we got. Yep, that's definitely better. So that's the end of part 1 of this tutorial. We've covered some really interesting topics here and discovered some cool handy techniques. Stick around, we're going to finish our prototype by adding a checkout section. So, duplicate the artboard, select the shopping cart and the animated circle, and remove all actions that lead to them, and crank down the opacity to 0. Create a header, make it big and type checkout. Create the dividers and typical checkout info stuff, like item's name, quantity, a small picture of the shirt, and a total cost, which will dynamically change when we increase or decrease the quantity of the shirts. By the way, let's quickly make this happen. Import an arrow icon, place a number beside it. Duplicate the arrow, flip it horizontally, select those objects, convert them into a symbol. Enter the symbol's editing mode, increase the artboard's size a little, select the arrow, create a group from it, and increase the group size so we'll have some more space to click on. Do the same with the other arrow. Select the artboard and hit the plus icon. Create an external auto action. Give it a corresponding name such as 20, since the price for one shirt is $20. Now duplicate the artboard 3 more times. Change the number in every artboard. Remove the left arrow from the first and the right arrow from the last artboard. Create click actions for all of those arrows. This one goes here. Let's see, this click goes here, and so on. Remember to rename the external actions name for every artboard, or else you can mess up the magic here. Once this is out of the way, select the price tag, convert it to a symbol, jump inside and duplicate the artboard 3 times. Change the price in every artboard and exit to main view. Click on the quantity symbol and assign corresponding actions to our price tag. Let's test it out. Everything is working perfectly. Now, instead of creating a new button for this section, I'll just go inside that button here, duplicate 2 artboards, remove the old actions, rename the labels to place order and order accepted, rename the artboards, remember to rename the text objects in the layer panel as well, and create an external action from here, rename it back to main. Exit the button symbol and choose the place order artboard from the drop-down. Yes. Select all our checkout content and convert it to a symbol as well. Give it a name and change its artboard from don't change to artboard. Great. Now let's create an action that will bring the user to the checkout. Go to the first artboard, enter the shopping cart symbol, select the second artboard, enable interactivity, hit the plus icon and select click. Drag it into the external actions pop-up, exit the symbol, select it, hit the plus, and choose the external action we've created. Drag it to the second artboard. Now the final trick. Go to the shirt symbol, duplicate the artboard, and on that duplicate, change the opacity of all objects to 0 and move them a little to the left. Select the second artboard, hit the plus icon, select the default, drag it to the first artboard, and customize the default transition the way we like. Do the same thing with the first artboard. Exit the symbol. Let's see how this works out. Hide the checkout symbol for a second and unhide the shirt symbol on our second artboard. Select and choose artboard 1 from the drop-down. Now when we click on the shopping cart, we will get to the second artboard where the same shirt symbol is located, but with the artboard 1 selected, which means that it will transition to that artboard using the customized default transition we created a moment ago. Click on the shopping cart icon and observe how our transition is working. Okay, it works just like a charm. Switch off the interactivity and hide it, then unhide the checkout symbol. Now go to the second artboard, get inside the checkout symbol, and do the same with this one. Copy the artboard, change the opacity, this time move the objects to the right instead of left. Change the default transitions and exit the symbol. Select the checkout symbol, copy it to the first artboard and select artboard 1 from the drop-down as well. Also turn off the interactivity for this instance. Now when you select the transition between these artboards, you will only get this little sliding keyframe that indicates the beginning of the artboard's default transition. So I can move it around and tweak the order in which I want my artboards to start transitioning. This can save you a lot of precious time when you need to fix something. So the final step is to select the button from the second artboard and assign the external action back to main. Good. Tweak the transition a little, and finally, our prototype is done. We really did cover a lot of material in this video, but now you know how to utilize symbols more efficient and achieve stunning results using these techniques we've covered here. Hope you had a really good time while working in Mokup. Keep an eye on the next videos where I'm going to show you how to create looped animations inside of Mokup, how to change a symbol's artboard with bindings, and a lot more interesting things. Cheers!